least once a year, I like to bring in some of my Kevin's famous chili. The trick is to undercook the onions. Everybody is going to get to know each other in the pot. I'm serious about this stuff. I'm up the night before, pressing garlic and dicing whole tomatoes. I toast my own ancho chilies. It's a recipe passed down from Malone's for generations. It's probably the thing I do best.
Hello, and welcome to the Kevin Malone podcast. Sorry, this is the Rag Company podcast. Levi Gates to my right. Say hello.
Hey, guys.
And across from me, Anthony Fisher.
Hey.
And to my left, last but not least, Morgan McMurray.
What is up, you guys?
Very nice to see you all here on this fine Monday morning with a little bit of hilarity.
That was a great drop.
Yes.
It was. I absolutely, it was a great drop, literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Yes. No, because Kevin drops the chili.
So that, before we, it was fun. I walked into the podcast and Anthony was playing that clip for everybody. And then Dane still hadn't seen my Christmas present that my lovely, beautiful wife, Carly,
gave
that's
me,
amazing.
That's
which was
awesome.
A photograph of Kevin Malone holding that pot of
like
chili.
The whole
and
quote.
His whole quote.
The entire quote.
The entire quote of that.
It's amazing.
And in a frame.
Yeah, I
quite lovely.
Pretty much love that. It's probably one of the best scenes
so
ever.
if you've made it this many years without watching The Office, I'm sorry. You really need to.
I've never seen
Morgan?
The Office.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll work on that.
You can also just watch the chili scene.
Yeah.
That way you're caught up on what we're laughing
I
about.
have the
That might
essentials
do it.
from social media, just seeing
Enough, animated gifts. Okay. Yeah.
Well, hey, we're glad to be here. So it is another week. Actually, the final
It's the
week.
last week of the year.
podcast of the decade.
Oh my! It's almost
main
over.
show of the decade.
Yeah.
No, last podcast
Yeah.
because on
Yeah.
Thursday will be the new year.
Yeah,
That feels crazy.
doesn't
Right.
it?
We've come a long way. This is episode, 3 something?
What?
It's
124.
on the screen. It's
That's what I
124.
said.
3.
Not 3.
Episode. He was really off whether
was
he was
hoping it
going to
was
say
in the-
3 or 300.
If he
Yeah.
feels
Very-
like it's
Hoping
been
it's in the
300, we've
300s.
really overdone ourselves.
Yeah.
It's been 84 years. Sorry. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's get started on this. So I think that there's some detailing stuff that we want to talk about today.
Yes.
To kind of get back
Yeah,
into
did
the
anyone
groove
do anything over the
of
week-
talking
the
detailing.
weekend? Anyone?
I saw some videos come out recently.
Yeah.
I feel
let's
like
talk about that.
All Day Anthony had a
Yeah.
video that he did, which was pretty spectacular
I
about wheel
saw that this
cleaning,
morning.
Anthony, did you see that one?
utilizing some of the Wolos products, which I thought was pretty cool. People
Yeah.
buy
cool.
some
we
of
didn't
those
even
products.
we didn't even send that to him, which
No.
just that amazes me
Yeah.
because he's always out there trying new things
Yeah.
and
Yep.
sharing new ways
Ideas.
with the world.
Well,
you
and
might
it's a
even
lot
say
of-
all day.
Well, and the
Yeah.
stuff that he does is not just detailing specific; it's
Right.
civic related.
Civic.
Yeah, he has an
Honda
Evo
Civic
he doesn't pay any
specific.
attention to, but that's Civic. Oof.
Civic.
It's
I-
like the Civics.
I like that influencers are now taking note of the Wolos line and now
Yeah.
getting a hold of it and playing
Right.
with it.
It's cool.
And like we said, we didn't send the guy any stuff. He just
No.
kind of did it on
he
his own.
bought it on his own.
Out of his
Yeah.
own goodwill, and
Yeah.
it was just a really cool video, really relaxing too.
Was it? I didn't get to watch all of it.
I watched it and I thought he did a really
Had-
good job.
Nice.
Had some like ASMR qualities
Oh,
to it.
some satisfying,
Like people just like the sound of like a
sounds.
brush in like soap. You know, some people enjoy that. Other people are like, yeah, but I want
Do you
my
think he
horrible
has like
techno
a,
music.
Do you think he has like a boom mic that he like sticks down in the like
Maybe.
near? He's probably got a whole setup.
Maybe one of those guys like
It's like a
holds
sound room.
like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but where the
A
mic
boomer.
the
Yeah.
mic comes into the shot on
Yeah.
accident.
Well, you never see his face, so you just have to assume that
He's
somebody's
probably
like
wearing
standing
it.
somewhere off to the corner behind him, like holding a boom
Well,
mic down.
when Jimmy
to
and
get
I
the
were at
sounds.
SEMA, there was a guy walking around with a shoulder
Oh.
like backpack that had a mount,
Okay.
and he had a camera mounted on it.
Wow.
There you go.
So I'm sure All Day Anthony has something like that, but it's got a boom mic.
Right.
Yeah.
That just sticks out like kind of
Well-
like a carrot in front of.
Okay, so what went on in this video? You know, for those who haven't seen it, what transpires?
Well, from what I saw from the shots, and like as I just kind of perused it, I didn't watch
Sure.
the whole thing through, but he was cleaning his wheels and getting them prepped and ready to go. But he utilized
it was on a roller.
some great
thingy.
product. Yeah,
Yeah.
really unique roller. I think that was
Yeah.
custom made or something like that. He had that
I
fabricated by a
checked
company.
the
Have you seen
links down in his description on the video. You can get those rollers on Amazon apparently, and you can also get them at Harbor Freight.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
great.
and apparently they're for a motorcycle is what they are.
But it fit like a full Civic tire and wheel.
Well,
on
a
it.
Civic tire
Yeah, but
is
I mean-
pretty comparable to the size of a
of a Jaguar tire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not even.
Pretty sure it's about the same. Probably about an inch off.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
the
Yeah, give or
Civic's,
take,
Civic's
yeah.
a little wider, so it's
yeah. Well,
Sure.
it's a tougher car. It's a stronger. You pull a lot more G's in the corners when you're driving Civics compared
Yeah.
to Jags.
correct, especially off a cliff. It definitely makes a big difference.
Actually, no, that's Evos that drive.
Well,
off
Jags
cliffs.
aren't handling
that's only if
vehicles.
they drive.
They don't
No.
handle that great.
True.
Back onto the topic of what we were talking about here. So it was a good video. I thought that good use of the Woa's all-purpose cleaner to scrub the tires. And so what a lot of people don't really realize is that when it comes to cleaning a tire, right, in order to really clean the tire and get it prepped for the dressing, because a clean tire is going to have much better adherence when you put a dressing on it. A lot of people don't realize that you can use, yes, there are wheel cleaners, and yes, you can spray the wheel cleaner onto the tire, right? But sometimes there are certain chemicals that target and emulsify things on the tire surface itself,
Right.
over a traditional wheel
Such.
cleaner. Yes, Morgan, you're correct.
Thank you,
So,
guys. Thanks all for coming.
Please.
Brake Buster is a wheel and tire cleaner. We know that, right? But for let's just say clean wheels in the Woa's line, when that
Right.
comes out, that is actually just a wheel cleaner specifically.
Right.
It can be used on the tires. It will
Right.
still work on the tires, but the all-purpose cleaner is actually a lot better on the tires. And it's the same thing with Power Clean, right?
Right.
Power Clean also being an all-purpose cleaner totally kicks butt and blooms and causes that browning to really pull that stuff out of that tire and get it nice and
Leach it
clean.
out.
But what I thought was really cool in that video is that he brushed on Tire Restore. And so instead
noticed
of
that.
applying it or spraying it on, he actually used a brush. So in the video, you'll see
Kind of brush.
it was like a boar's hair brush, and so
Okay.
basically you see him spray it into the brush itself and then paint it on, right? And what's cool is that the Tire Restorer has a blue tracer
Right,
in it,
right.
to where it is like painting. You can see
Yeah.
exactly where it's been applied. And with a brush, you're actually able to get between all the lettering and all of
very
that,
nice.
and get between all the cracks and crevices. And it was really cool to see. And then he kind of went back around and knocked it down with a towel. So kind of a cool application method. I think that a lot of people do that with CarPro Pearl as well. But same concept, and you're using little to nothing of this Tire Restore. So really cool to see, and it looks like the guy's wheels turned out really good.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So other than that, though, we're gonna talk. We're gonna touch upon some detailing stuff here in a little bit, but let's just run through the weekends really quick.
Oh. Well, Matt is here from Lupo Motors. He just walked in.
wow.
I am supposed to go look at some towels with him.
Okay.
So
You're,
over at the
you're a towel expert.
yeah,
Does he-
we're
does-
actually going
is
to
he-
go
is
look
he
through
aware-
some B grades.
Is he aware of the podcast?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's not aware that we're doing the podcast at this
Timing.
moment.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he's not going to leave because he made it come over here for this.
Yeah.
specifically for you.
For me to be here to do this.
Gotcha.
Right.
So,
Well, we'll talk about some stuff.
you
and
guys can
join
talk.
in at the end.
So-
'cause it's the last one of the decade. So
it
you
is
don't
the
wanna
last
miss
one of the
out.
decade.
You're
I
the
feel-
reason people listen, so I don't know.
Kind of.
Wow, just laying it all out there.
So I'm just gonna throw
So
that
we're gonna
out
take
there.
this podcast on the road. We're all going to go over to the other warehouse. You guys are going to
Whoa.
follow with me.
Let's go ahead and pause this, and we're gonna come right
Let's
back.
Yep. All right, guys. So Matt and I went over to the old warehouse and looked for some towels.
Huh.
I found an old box of Wizards. B grades.
Wow. Yeah.
So he,
I thought they'd all disappeared.
that we found one box left of old Wizards.
Find
And
any
so-
sorceresses there?
No, we didn't find any
Dragons?
sorceresses or dragons or witchers. But so it was fun. Matt and I went over and then gave him a quick little tour of the new facilities. He was very excited about it. He got to grab one of the gauntlets as a
Ooh.
tester.
I bet there's some jelly people listening.
He is
right
very
now.
excited about that. And then, so we got that handled. And then now we're back. Fun fact, while I was ringing him up in the store, you were ringing up a customer as well, I saw.
Yeah.
We had another customer walked in right after the customer you helped. So
Really?
pretty busy day in the TRC. But the mailman showed up, and we got a gift from Tonzors.
Hey,
What is this?
Tony sent us a 1 pound box of saltwater taffy.
Delicious.
So, very nice of Tony to send that
Thank
to
you,
us.
Tony.
So this is Dewar's Fine Candies from Bakersfield, California.
Ooh.
So thank you, Tony, for sending
Thank
that.
you very much.
He also sent a 5 pound box for the entire TRC team downstairs.
Holy
That is
crap.
awesome.
They
Wow.
are going to be, so if you guys want to see on the camera, got a whole mess of
Quite a
saltwater
selection.
taffy.
What's the most saltwater taffy you've ever eaten?
I don't remember.
So I was
I
on
like
a
some of it.
I was on a road trip when I was about 20, right? and we ate. It was between me and 2 other friends. We went through 2 pounds of saltwater taffy.
Holy cow.
Oh no!
And so
What
we,
did the
it
rest
was-
of your
Did your
week
stomach
look like?
stick to itself?
So we drove all the way from Boise, right,
Yeah.
to, it was actually, it was the Blink-182 reunion tour.
Oh boy!
And we drove all the way down to, it was somewhere around Sacramento, or I can't remember, somewhere around there. But we drove all the way there and back, and in that
Yeah.
time on the road, we knocked out 2 pounds of saltwater taffy. And I don't really know how to describe that feeling.
So don't.
Don't do that, basically. Don't ever do that. But, like, for example, if some people are chewing on, sunflower seeds on the road trips,
Yeah,
we were chewing
yeah.
on saltwater taffy. It
Sure.
was fun.
Did your jaws hurt
Our
when you were
jaws
done?
hurt. Our teeth hurt. Not a
Most
good
of your
time.
fillings were ripped out of your mouth.
Yeah, I was trying to sell them while I was down there because I ran it. No, I'm just kidding. No.
It's a lot of gold, apparently. You make up
But
some-
yeah, so that's my saltwater taffy story.
Okay,
But
yeah.
delicious. They are delicious
Nice.
treats. Thank you so much. We will be
yeah,
eating
Tony,
these.
we got those. Appreciate it. It's probably not
Yes.
going to be something we want to eat during the podcast. 'Cause we're all gonna
No, really not the right thing for. a
Morgan, is that what you're
podcast.
working on right now? Okay.
Is it caught in your
Okay.
teeth yet?
Yeah, it's hurting.
She's stuck.
So anyway, it was great to see Matt. Lupo Motors is working on a new building
Yeah.
for the dealership, and then they're building a building in the back that they're going to actually build their shop. the
Wow.
detail
They took
shop.
over an old bank, right?
Yeah,
It's
and,
going to be
uh,
a cool location.
They Drake specifically bought it because he wanted to use the safe.
For what?
He's going to turn it into a cigar room.
Oh, he's going to turn it into a big humidor or something?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
He
I
said he
thought,
wants to be able to smoke cigars. He's going to make it into a cigar lounge.
okay, because I've
So
been into that
You want
bank.
to go wander around, look at some Ferraris, some Lamborghinis,
It's going to be
some
kind of cool.
Bentleys, some
You-
Land Rovers.
The main
Some old
lobby.
classics.
The reason I say this is the main lobby. I used to go there when it was a bank,
All right.
and the main lobby is kind of this big open atrium type thing. It would make for a really cool showroom
Yeah.
if you
That's
could
what
get
he's
cars
doing.
in there. The problem is, as it sat when it was the way before, the doors wouldn't have allowed for a car to get in. So whatever they're doing must be like ripping out those windows and
They
doors
are.
and causing it to be like a big garage door kind of.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Dane-
exactly. You're right,
yeah,
Dane. That's
well-
exactly right.
I haven't seen it, so I'm just
Yeah.
guessing.
Well, speaking of safes, this podcast is brought to you by You, Season 2 on Netflix.
No, it's
Lock
not.
someone up that you
It's-
love.
No.
Oh, no?
No, it's not.
Okay,
No.
this is...
This podcast is brought to you by Tone Zors and
Oh,
the Doers
okay,
candy
yeah.
that we got as a gift. So thank you guys.
gotcha.
All right, so we talked about the All Day Anthony video that came out and the
Yeah.
wonderful use of the Wowo's products.
Yeah, I love watching
Yes.
him do that.
That was
yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
I've seen some other Wowo's review videos floating around.
So-
Yeah, Pan did one on Showstopper.
Pan did one on Showstopper, and then we also have Carnuba Detailing,
Yep.
who
Yep.
did one on Tire Store, and we have Mr. 847 in the ZL1.
He released a new one on
was-
water behavior on Contact 121.
Not just that, he
Yeah.
has released four,
Oh my
almost
gosh.
5 videos on Wowo's in the
So-
He's
last
on a
week.
roll.
Mr.
847, his name is Omar.
Omar at 847 in the
He's
ZL1.
got
Yep.
a really cool black Camaro ZL1.
Yep.
And he's also got a really cool, I think, was it the ZR2 is the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the truck.
Yeah, and he's got the truck as well, and it's just super
Colorado.
two
Yeah.
super cool rigs that he's got. And but he loves detailing. He's a hobbyist. He's an enthusiast. But he has been loving the Wowo's line. He picked up, I think, almost every one of the products, and I'm like, hey, just because you're a Grand Ambassador, you don't have to like him. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, but I really do. And I said,
Yeah, it's
okay,
like, well, that's
no,
always
that was a
relief.
That's what I
test.
wanna- yeah, you just want to
That
make
was a
sure,
test.
you know.
No.
So,
Well, and he demonstrated it on like a Toyota Corolla, a white Toyota Corolla, so you could see all the beads and stuff. And it's like, here's a normal car for normal people to see it.
Yep.
It can work for you too. And that was cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like
But-
that.
that's rad.
We're
But these
gonna
have been doing really well. People
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
been buying them, picking them up. It's great.
we're
It's
real
nice.
excited for everybody to.
Well,
well,
and Jamie the Cleaner too. I
Yep.
definitely saw he was putting stuff out
Yep,
there.
Jamie the Cleaner's also killing it. There's a couple more of them that made videos right now. I'm having a little bit of brain fog right
well,
now.
and to make it easy for people, as I've been noticing them popping up, I've been adding them to playlists on the
Oh, cool.
Wowo's channel and on the Rag
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Company
did see that.
YouTube channel so that people
Ooh.
can like find them in one place.
Nice.
Hold on. I forgot.
Oh.
Somebody I did want to mention who's made some killer videos. Chromatic Auto Detailing.
Oh, yeah.
That guy has such good taste with his
He has been
designs.
murdering these videos, and he's actually just released one just the other day. He was doing a winter wash, a salt removal on a big truck, and he foamed Wowo's Detailer shampoo. He used Tire Restore. It was a really good looking video. He's been doing a really good job with his filming. His shop is very aesthetically pleasing. He's got like the wood backdrop, and
very nice.
I'm a little jelly of that.
He's in Canada, right?
He is in
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, he's in Canada.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyways.
I just realized I could put these in a W.
Let's jump into our weekend.
Very
Oh,
nice,
our
Levi.
weekends.
Okay.
That was,
Have we
was a great
satisfied
time.
the detailing
I
gods?
hope so.
For the
I
time
don't know.
I didn't. Just so everyone knows, I didn't do any detailing this weekend.
Oh.
You
I
relaxed.
I relaxed.
What is that,
I,
a Z?
I played with my kids.
Zorro.
And we just had a good little time. So
Good
we were going to
little
go not go camping. We were going to go sledding with the
okay.
fam.
Sledding.
Take Ragnarok up, get it in the snow, have a little fun. There was no snow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where?
We decided to drive up to Grimes Creek.
Well, that's where
Well,
you
first
went
we
wrong.
went up. First we went up to
Glenn's Ferry.
Morse Creek.
Oh, Crick.
It sounds like he's not pronouncing his words fully. I'm
No,
not really
this is
hearing him.
Idaho.
He's just like,
and, the places are called Grimes Creek and Morse Creek.
Yeah.
Creek.
Grimes
Cricks.
Creek.
No,
Creek.
Grimes Creek. That's what it's
Cricks
called.
and
Grimes-
pops and
So
things
there's
like
creeks
that.
and a
Yeah.
floorboard.
There's creeks and cricks, I know.
There's a
There's
crick in your neck. So, no, but
Oh my god.
first we thought, I checked the roads and checked Highway 21 to see if there was snow and how far up. The only two cameras available was Hilltop,
Okay.
which is right past Lucky Peak.
Uh-huh.
Not all that great.
No.
You don't even get to the Spring Shores. So I was like, well, there's no snow there because it looks like Boise.
Yeah.
And then the next one was downtown Stanley,
Oh.
200 miles away.
Yeah, Stanley gets a
200.
lot of snow.
Or 120 miles away. Like pretty, like you're in the mountains.
You're deep in Teton country
yeah.
at that point.
Yeah. So
True. Nobody
Not
can hear.
in, like,
Nobody can
Idaho
hear you
City?
scream up there. Am I
no,
right?
There's no
So-
cameras.
no, there's no cameras in Idaho City. But I reached out onto the Instagrams.
Oh.
Moore's Creek Summit, which is farther past Idaho City, had copious amounts of snow.
Oh.
But that's 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
So we were driving. Carly was like, we got up to Grimes Creek and it was, to Grimes Creek and it was like, there's no snow. Last year we did a lot of snow. We at least a foot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to play on.
I'm still waiting for a big snowstorm this
There
year.
wasn't any snow, so we
Hasn't
turned.
happened
So
yet.
we turned
Why do I
around
have an SUV
and went
house?
home, and my kids cried the whole way back when we flipped that Yui. I said, like we were talking about it. We talked about it beforehand. Guys, we may get up there. There might not be any snow. You know, we got to go way up into the
They're,
mountains.
they're thinking, yeah, you're saying that, but there'll be snow.
We got up
There'll
there.
Totally be snow.
They were like, "We're here. Why is there no snow?" And we were like, "There's no snow. Like we're not gonna be able to sled."
So
Who
why
wants
didn't
to
you
go
home?
dirt
so
sledding?
Why didn't you just go up to? It's called Bogus Basin.
So one time
Well,
I went up to
because-
Bogus and they told us that we had to leave. They
Yeah.
told
What?
us that we weren't allowed to sled there.
Right. I want to do free sledding, Anthony. I don't want to pay money to go down a tubing.
I
So
used to
you-
go free
you
sledding on
can-
Bogus, go
you-
halfway
yeah.
up, and you find those little
Correct.
trails off.
Correct.
You could totally do it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
if you fall and die in a ravine, that's your own problem.
Yeah.
Again, I have children.
Well, okay.
So there's the areas
Grimes
that
Creek, very simple, easy,
Yeah.
nice open areas you're able to sled on.
you could
But no
also
snow.
you could also take 8th Street all the way up.
Yeah.
Again,
no
same
snow there,
thing.
though, I bet.
but the road is closed
Oh.
when you get up about a mile up the road
Yeah.
because it's winter. They don't want anybody driving up farther than that. So again,
And having fun.
I was
just
in the
lots
same
of roadblocks
I was
is
in
what
the
you were
same
finding.
elevation. I didn't want to go to Bogus because it's too packed. It's a ski resort.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive up that way. So I just said, we'll take 21. It's easy, simple, also close to my house.
Yeah.
So we turned back, came home, kids crying, very
Mm.
sad.
No.
Surprised them, said, hey, we'll drop mom off. I'll take you guys to Bodies in Motion, which is the indoor
There you
playground.
go.
American Ninja Warrior stuff, slides,
Yeah.
obstacle course,
That's
all
some fun.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took them. Carly ended up going and running some errands that she needed to run, do some
Nice.
shopping that she wanted to get done that she hadn't done yet. So she was able to go knock that out. Family came over for dinner. They brought my parents brought lasagna and some dinner rolls and some salad. So we had a little family dinner, and then my parents left. My mom stayed. My dad and my stepmom left. My mom stayed with my sister.
Okay.
We made some brownies, and then they went upstairs and we watched Secret Life of Pets 2 with the kids. They got to show Pita and Sevi, you know. So it was a good,
Fun.
all in all, very simple, light, easy weekend, but
Yeah.
a good weekend. But I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to detail.
Just a little, just a smidge of crying. Yeah.
Now, I was planning on installing my bidet
Oh dear, we're back
on
on
the
this
toilet.
again.
Your drinking fountain.
My drinking fountain.
No.
Nice.
But I didn't this weekend. But I am going to try and do it either tonight or tomorrow night on Facebook. And I'm going to go live, Facebook Live, of the actual installation process. Crack the box open, and everything is there to install it. Came in the box.
Mounting tape?
It mounts into it bolts into onto the seat.
Oh,
dear.
And wires up, and
is some
the
hardware.
water. It's has no electricity, no batteries. It's water pressure.
So what is the pressure on that?
I don't know. I'm going to
3,000
find out.
PSI?
I'm going to find out. So you have to tune in when I go live.
I'm
gonna do
just
the
going to
full
apologize to our listeners
installation
right now for having
process.
to endure
this
this.
is the second podcast ruined
Yeah.
by bidet talk.
Yeah.
And how are you
Guys,
allowing this, Dane?
This is called an amenity that I'm adding to the MOSHQ. Anyway,
You
so
couldn't have got like a gumball
that's-
machine or something. Like
that's-
you had to get a bidet.
it's on the list. It's on the
A
list.
gumball machine would have been nice.
Well, all I can really
Dane,
add to this
You're
is
just jealous. That's all.
well, no. What I'm expecting is the day after you install it, you'll be here at work, and you'll suddenly get like a series of panicked phone calls as like one of the kids did something to cause it to flood.
No,
the
they don't
house,
use my
or
toilet.
it's gonna be
they're
a
gonna want to
nightmare
now.
at some point for some reason.
Well, you never know. You never know. It'll be a fun adventure for all of us.
Well,
Anyway,
good luck.
All right, that's me.
Oh boy. Okay.
That one has nuts in it.
This one. The
Yeah,
green
it's a
flavor?
caramel with like I think pistachio maybe.
What about this one?
That's regular caramel. I highly recommend that one.
oh, okay.
Highly.
What about this one?
Haven't tried that one.
What about this orange?
Haven't tried
sliced
that one.
So while he's hunting through these, Morgan, would you like to tell us about your weekend?
This weekend I didn't do very much exciting stuff. I
Oh.
kind of wanted to get a jump start on some New Year's resolutions, some spring cleaning stuff.
Sure. Cool.
So I decided to take on cleaning out the pantry.
Ooh.
It's kind of one of those things where you don't want to do it and you never want to do it, but then you finally wake up one day and you're like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you kind of get in that zone, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
I guess it's happening today.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of just was like, you know what? Today's the day. Like I have a small amount of motivation to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cash in on that. So
Okay.
basically, there wasn't a lot of like stuff that I needed to throw away. It was mostly just like reorganizing, moving stuff around. I did like, you know, when you have like that candy that you got last year at Christmas,
Oh,
and
you
you're
still
like,
carry that?
and you're like,
You have
I
that?
might eat that, but you pretty much never do. So then
No.
you get to the next Christmas and you're like, okay, gonna throw that away and then put the new candy in there. So that's kind of what I did.
It ages well. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just you don't need to keep it that
Yeah,
long, you know.
yeah.
So
Fair.
got rid of all the old leftover, you know, Halloween candy, Christmas candy, all that, and
So it sounds like it's mostly just candy in there.
it was mostly just candy because
it's a candy drawer.
I'm poor. I'm poor, so
Yeah.
I don't have like you know food and stuff all in there.
Right.
She says from the leather-lined seat of her E46 M3.
So well, that's why I'm poor.
Oh,
It's,
so.
okay.
I mean,
That's fair.
Dane,
I
it's
mean-
used. It's a used.
And
M3.
fair, but you know,
Yeah.
BMWs of that era
Didn't buy
have
a
certain
brand new.
maintenance requirements that probably result in
Yeah, so that was basically what I did on, I think that was Sunday. Saturday, though, kind of had an exciting time for about an hour.
Oh,
No.
An
So
exciting hour.
I wanted some exhaust clips, some more exhaust
Wow.
clips.
Yeah.
Oh.
In addition to what JW Media filmed for me here at the
Mm-hmm.
Rad Company HQ.
True.
We love JW Media.
We do.
Yeah.
We
Big
do.
fans.
We
Follow
do.
him on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I needed to find somewhere where I wasn't going to disturb everyone within a 1 mile radius.
Right. Yeah.
So that was pretty much the goal. So that was the hard part though, because it was a Saturday,
Right.
you know,
Everybody's out and about.
everyone's
doing
out
something.
and about.
So where would you go?
Yeah.
So,
Just go to Blacks Creek?
well, Brandon recommended that we go to Drift Corner. I've never been there before.
What? You've never? Oh.
Never been there
Where is
before.
this? Is it on Blacks Creek?
This is one of those things. If you know, you know. It's kind of like Fight Club. Like people who know,
Right.
know. But
Let's
yeah,
announce it right here. And
it's
police,
it's-
if you're listening.
everybody has their little place
Well, the police
in
know
Mexico that they go.
where it
But the
is.
problem is like everybody knows where it is now, so they don't use it
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I will find I can hear sometimes if I'm driving over there, like late at night on a
drive
trip
over
on
there
that
a
end
lot?
of town. Not really. It's kind of far enough out there, but it's still like close to town.
Is it in
So-
Nampa?
No, it's in Boise.
East Boise.
Yes,
It's like on the way to Mountain
It's kind of
Home.
over where you live, but
Is
It's
it Blacks
by
Creek?
Near the
Ryan-
freeway.
It's by Tyler Santa Russa's
You get
place.
off at what's that
Gallon
road?
Road.
No, past Gowan.
Past Gowan, the next one.
It's like the
Eisenman.
It's like the last overpass out of
Right,
town.
Eisenman.
Yeah. So there's that kind of, just empty kind of area out there. Yeah, some people back in the day used to use that for all kinds of fun,
Shenanigans.
after dark activities. So, yeah, that's
So
a lot of
Black's
tire
Creek,
tread
for
there.
those of you wondering, Gowan, Eastman, or Eisenman, Black's Creek.
Okay.
Fox Creek's a little further.
A little further out. It's
Learning.
over there at the point of the mountain. That's where,
So now that we got to that point, so I don't like to do things like that because I don't like getting in trouble.
Right, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to draw too much attention.
So were you just
Exactly.
revving up
yourself.
the engine?
Basically, I was mostly just trying to get a couple like flyby,
Okay.
Videos.
But loud enough.
but very much loud enough.
Okay.
So we get out there, and I'm like, my anxiety is kind of like, because
It's excited?
because-
Duck face?
yeah. So we're out there, and I'm like, I'm nervous about this, but there's not really anyone here except there's like not a homeless person, but there's like a guy with a camper just parked in the dirt, and he's just standing there looking at us, and I'm like, okay. So he's just standing there, and so Brandon gets the camera out, puts it on the street, sets it up, and says, will you stand here with this, because there's just the weird guy.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, let me just stand here.
Yeah, that guy's like undercover agent.
And I'm
just
like,
waiting
while,
for somebody
while
to
you
do
drive
something
away. So
illegal.
I'm
That's
like,
smart. That's very great of him to do that.
Yeah.
I'm
to-
like, well, Brandon, there's like a guy right there, like, he's just chilling. I don't want to like disturb him, but we're just trying to get like a couple videos.
Should have gone
like,
to Black's Creek.
Should have gone to Black's Creek. You're
In
right.
fairness, for everybody listening, they should understand if you're going to make a lot of noise, this part of town, like out here, nobody
Yeah.
nobody
High desert.
cares.
It's high
You're near the airport,
Exactly.
but otherwise there's nothing out
it's
there.
like, it's like a very industrial, like.
If people get mad about it, they're just
deserted.
looking to get mad
Right.
about it. It's
Yeah.
not a real issue.
So long story short, we set the camera up in the middle of the road. I tell Brandon, I say, okay, hop in there, drive away. And he does. And I'm sitting there. I'm nervous.
Mm-hmm.
About halfway up
See.
over the overpass, I hear there's no cars, right? There's no cars
Mm-hmm.
anywhere. So about halfway up on the overpass, I hear a car getting off the freeway. And I look
Oh no.
back and I see an Ada County Sheriff SUV.
Okay.
And I was like, you're absolutely kidding me. You're kidding, because the reason that we came out here was to avoid this. And I said, well, isn't this like a place where they know that people go? Like,
Camper dude was just sitting there as scout for whoever was
Yeah.
there. He's just got a little radio inside his jacket. It's just like.
but I'm like, how did you
somebody's here.
get here so quickly? We literally had just gotten there.
Because they're
Yeah.
just waiting. Just waiting
And so
for somebody to do
I'm
something.
like, oh my God. And I'm still standing here in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the camera, and I'm expecting him to pull up and be like, "Hey, you need to get out of here."
Guys, you have to understand, there is no traffic.
Yeah,
out of
There's
this is
spot.
nothing.
Nothing.
literally-
There's a freeway that goes
So-
under it, but that's it.
So the
That's it.
fact that a cop pulled up, I was like,
Of course he did, yeah.
but he turns and goes like towards the dirt thing where the guy is, and he's
Okay.
talking to him for like a couple minutes. And so I'm waiting, like I see my car turn back around, because obviously, what am I gonna do? Walk
Right,
back
yeah.
home? I can't. So like I would have normally been like, okay, just leave. Like, don't bring my car back here, because every time they see me, they're like, you can't have that sticker. You don't have a front plate on. Your car's too loud. Your wheels are poking out too much. You can't have that much stress. A lot of stuff like that.
Right,
Just
yeah.
like
Fix it
so I'm
tickets.
like, shoot. And so I'm just watching the cop. Brandon comes back around, pulls the car over to the side of the road, and I'm like, okay, like, let's just pretend to take like some pictures, because otherwise he's gonna know that we're out here, like, trying to
Yeah.
make an exhaust video. And so
You
I'm
know,
like,
the most illegal thing
Yeah.
You guys are making an exhaust video. I can tell by the
Oh.
way
I
that
can
you're
tell.
standing there.
You can tell it's neat because of the way it is.
And so I'm like, okay, just pretend to take a couple of pictures, and then like we'll just leave, because I don't want to like cause an issue or whatever.
Sure.
And so like the cop turns around, he comes, parks in the middle of the road, and he just rolls down. He didn't like turn his lights on or anything. He was just like, hey.
Oh,
He's like,
no.
"What are you guys doing?"
What, was he like really nice?
He was really
Okay,
nice.
okay.
He was really nice, and I didn't want to take advantage of him being nice, so I was like, let's just leave, because
So what did he say?
so he was like, hey, like, this is kind of a place where a lot of people come out to do, like street racing stuff, but obviously it was just my car there, so
Yeah.
he knew that we weren't like racing anybody, but he was like, I just want you to know, like, if you guys are out here driving and stuff, like, there's a lot of trucks getting on and off on this ramp, so if you get hit, like that's on you. And I was
That's really
I was like,
not.
yeah, for sure. Like, I'm really cold. I don't want to be out here anyway. So we're trying to like wrap these pictures up. Like, we're just trying to like, get this over with. And he's like, all right, well, I trust you guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Don't be doing any laps or anything. And I was like, yes, absolutely. I won't. And I'm like, happy that he didn't give me a ticket for something.
He gave you the benefit of the doubt, and you don't take advantage of it. When a cop gives you the benefit of the doubt, say thank you, move on.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, like let's take a couple pictures and like let's leave because I'm not gonna. And he went up and got over the overpass, and Brandon was like, well, he's gone now, and I'm like, no, like he left and he's trusting that we're not gonna do anything, so we're not.
Exactly. Just because he's gone doesn't mean there isn't some presence there watching you. It could very well be camper guy.
He's not dumb. Like he knows that this is what people come here to do.
Totally.
And so I was like, we're leaving. We're leaving.
I think it was nicer because you're doing it in daylight, so you're not trying to be like shady about it. Like, people go there late at night, and I get like you go late at night, there's less people around theoretically, so that's more responsible. But they don't look at that way.
Yeah. So it was just funny because like that was what I was trying to avoid by going out in the middle of nowhere, and for some reason he just needed to get off at that exit, and I was like, oh my god.
So rather than going east, you're gonna have to go north to find like, the roads that are more empty.
I guess.
Even though it's empty over there, but not empty enough.
Yeah.
You
and it's very high profile.
Gone past that, to
I
Black Creek,
guess next time,
and then head east of Black Creek.
Yep. So that was the wrap up.
Okay.
Then I went to Fred Meyer after that. And all the
Did
Christmas...
you pick up some of those Cremo deals?
No.
When we're going on?
No. But everything was on sale at Fred Meyer.
Yeah.
Everything was on sale. They had
Great
hangers
deals.
on sale. I was very excited because I hate spending money on hangers.
They had tons of clearance items, lots of stuff.
Everything was like 60, 70% off.
I reached out to the group here. We do a group text when we find things or things that, it's fun for us.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and they had the Cremo body wash set, sample pack, and the Cremo sample shaving set. Now, this was an item that was originally advertised for $15.
Yep.
Then my wife, Carly, on her Mommy Meme Jeans account, made a post and joke about how they put sale. Originally $15.
You peel
now,
up that sticker.
$14.99.
Yeah.
It's 1 cent. Such a deal.
Such a great deal. Lots of savings there.
But I walked through when I was getting groceries with the kids on Friday night, and it was $3.
Woo!
And 79 cents.
So you copped some is what you're saying.
So I got myself the shaving kit, the shaving sample pack. I got one for Anthony.
You did, yes.
I got
you.
a Cremo body wash sample kit for myself, as well as a Bulldog beard and care set that came with shampoo and conditioner for my beard, as well as beard oil and a wooden comb.
You got the wooden
Wow.
$3.79. All of them, $3.79 each.
Fantastic
Wonderful deals. For those of you wondering what a Fred Meyer's is here in the Pacific Northwest, it's technically a Kroger
for you guys.
for everybody else. But such great deals.
Yeah.
And for those who are complaining, this isn't detailing. This is body detailing. So
body
this is just
detailing.
people
Okay.
detailing.
Well-
I got some delicious creams and lotions, basically.
I hope you don't eat them.
I won't.
It puts the lotion on the
But
skin.
Anthony used the Cremo. You were using the Cremo
Well,
shave
it doesn't
cream
look like it.
when we were at SEMA. Well, Anthony brought it with him at SEMA. I got to utilize it. Changed my life.
Yeah, it is bourbon scented, is what it was. It's a very gentle on the skin.
very
what I like,
nice.
it is a cream, right? That does not lather up like traditional foaming creams, but it's like almost like a lotion that you're putting on. Extremely smooth, extremely close shave, and this podcast is sponsored by Gillette.
No,
The best
Cremo.
a man can get.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
it really
Cremo.
is.
Sorry, yeah.
So yeah, we love the Cremo. Everybody knows Anthony and I are big Cremo men.
Yeah, we are Cremo men.
Kremen.
So you guys pick those up today at
Cretans.
Very
Kroger.
Kremen.
Anyway, Dane, what'd you do?
I actually
We didn't let
I
Morgan
never
finish.
take days
Oh,
off. Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry.
There's
Did I
not
interrupt?
really much else to
Okay.
say.
Went shopping.
Basically, I got I bought a bunch of things that I didn't need at Fred Meyer, but the day as a whole was successful because I did get the exhaust video
Good.
clips that
So
I needed.
it was a win.
It was a win. You guys can watch on my page tomorrow for that to be posted.
Nice.
So
We've heard it.
Check it out.
It sounds pretty
Yeah.
rorty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
really like it.
So I don't normally take days off, as many know here. So Friday, I was basically told I would be taking the day off.
What?
It wasn't
By
even
who?
my decision. My parents said,
Woo!
you're going to come up to the cabin. So the cabin is actually a condo in McCall, but it's in a nice place. There was snow up there. So that was fun. So Liz and I went up there. I couldn't take my dog. They don't allow bigger dogs in the building, so only Cooper, little guy, gets going. So it's like
I think that's
40 pounds and under.
I think that's a mom and dad.
Unfortunately, no. Actually, they've explained to me, and I looked around there, and there was a sign that
Dang,
said
they
as
put up
much.
fake signs
So-
even to
Wow.
pass that
Yeah,
off.
they're really fooling me.
You know, we used Kirby graphics. That's something Next Day Nate
Yes.
was working
Yeah.
on last week that Dane didn't know about.
That's what he was doing? Oh, okay.
Signs they made
Well,
for the condo
that-
specifically.
Makes
you know
more
what?
sense.
I'm happy that Liz got out of the house and got to go do this with them.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Nice drive. Did you guys take the Miata?
don't have the Miata
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
We
Oh,
took
yeah,
the
it's
C-Max.
gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. That's great for those mountain roads.
That actually is a great little car for getting
It
up there.
is.
And great gas mileage as well. Question though, was the Ford just not really the other Ford?
Oh, no, the truck would have been fine. However, the thing with it is I'm
Four-wheel drive
I'm not
doesn't
in
work.
love with it.
Four-wheel drive.
I'm
doesn't
not in
work
love with it.
for that.
I've
road
done
trip.
the things to take care of it, but I really feel like
So
there's
the
some other
question
things
is,
this
Dane,
weekend I can get into.
is when you bought it, were you not in love with it when you bought it too, or just did
I
you
was
not?
I was in love with the idea
Well, he needed to get rid
of
of that toilet.
having a pickup truck, and owning one. Granted, it's a compromise.
It's
pickup
not a real
but
truck.
It's still a real truck. It's body on frame. It has 4-wheel drive capability, despite
That
not
doesn't
having
work.
a transfer case that works right now.
Oh, yikes.
It has a composite bed. However, it shares most of its
Plastic
hardware
bed.
with a Explorer mixed with an F-150.
You should take the
so
sides off of it and make it a flatbed.
That would be interesting.
I feel old just looking at that thing.
It is an old man truck. Now, I'm going way off course here.
Smells like
Basically,
trout. Not in the good way.
It's just it's an
Okay.
old man truck. So it's champagne colored. It's very just blah. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it other than the 4-wheel drive thing, but it's not exciting for me.
Well,
it's a
you were
fisherman's
supposed to-
truck. is
And
what
granted,
that
It's
I'm
not
thing is.
supposed to
spoiled.
be exciting.
I'm
You were
spoiled
supposed to lift it, and
the-
then we were going to reach out to our friends at Mamba about getting you some pretty dope wheels for it.
So
And then we
I'm
could-
spoiled
we
by
could
the Jag,
have a
but
nice
I want to
truck.
have like a DD that I can drive in the winter when the Jag isn't
Like
doesn't
today,
make sense.
when it's icy.
you've
Which
been
is
dri-
never
you've
gonna
been-
happen.
Dane,
Fine.
you drive the Jag every day. Now the question
That
is
is your DD.
the old.
we have to not
the,
bully Dane,
The
yeah.
the Ford. The truck though. That was who owned it previously was an outdoorsman who enjoyed fishing and camping.
Yeah.
He had stickers on the back that he enjoyed those type of things.
He was
right?
an American.
He was an American, right? Proud American.
His idea of fun was going out fishing. That's not my
Well,
idea of fun.
and the first thing
Gone
the
fishing.
first thing that Dane did when he got it is he stripped those stickers off the back. He stripped that fun. He stripped the America right off the back of
I
that.
sacrificed those
half
stickers
truck.
in
Put
order
some-
to
put some
produce
sticks-
a video
Put some
of sticker
sticks
removal.
and some a toilet.
Why couldn't you just bite that like a normal person?
Don't worry about it.
So,
Is it
any
soft?
rate, I'll get back.
Delicious.
I will come back to truck talk in a
The
moment.
orange
but
and white striped one is the best.
Hot. No,
first,
it's
I'm just going to talk about getting up to McCall.
So you guys
enjoying
got
the
up to
weekend.
McCall though. You got to have a weekend off. We all thought it
Yeah.
was strange
Yeah, no, it was
because none of us knew you were taking the day off.
not. Yeah.
and I didn't
All of a
either
sudden we
until
were
it
like,
was like
Dane's not supposed. Dane's off. And John just said Dane's off, and we were like, okay.
John wasn't here.
I was under the
No,
impression.
You asked him.
I was under the impression that I'd come in and work during the day, and they're like, "Oh, you'll come up to the cabin." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll go up after work." Or whatever. I'm like, "No, you don't go to work. Like, actually come up, enjoy, take the time off." And I'm like, "Oh, what's that?"
Joke's on
So-
you. Your dad came in and worked half the day.
He did.
So that's a thing. Yeah. Any rate, got up there, enjoyed the weekend, lovely, like really just beautiful in the snow, nice and quiet. Enjoyed.
Lovely place.
I like McCall a lot. It's a beautiful place, and when it's snowing, it's just kind of a magical little town. So it's very nice.
How's the parents' place now up there?
It
Nice?
is quite nice. It feels like a cabin when you're in it. You don't know you're in a condo because
Townhouse.
it's crazy
Or a
insulated.
3-story condo,
It has
is it?
concrete above and below it because you're on like the 3rd floor and there's another floor above you. But when you're in there, like, you don't hear the neighboring units or anything
Nice
at
view
all.
of the
It's
lake, or what does it got a view of?
It looks inward at a courtyard with fountains, but they're all covered in snow right now, so it's like can't really see it. But the trade-off is if you look out the other way and you see the lake, that sounds nice, but you also have the parking lot below you, so it's less nice. So the way you look from this actually makes it feel
view
more.
Of Lardo's
it
restaurant down the way.
No, Lardo's is further down.
Okay.
Yeah, but this has like
I don't
an
know
alpine.
where it is. I'm just guessing.
This has like an alpine village feel. So okay, you've been to McCall though.
I
certainly.
have.
Okay, so when you're driving,
Get a view of Ponderosa Park, State Park.
If you're driving in, you know where that
My father's place.
bend happens. Yeah, my father's place. It's right across the street from my father's place.
Okay, so right before the bend.
So it's
On the
before the
left-hand
bend,
side.
but it's on the left side of the road. There's a bookstore, and
Yeah.
KB's Burritos is
Yeah.
in the first floor of it.
KB's.
It's all there. So yeah, for locals, they know the spot. But basically, beautiful little spot,
very
and
nice.
super well insulated. Stays hotter than all get out.
Near the
because
Maverick.
Yeah, the units down below it, you don't even have to turn on the heat in that place. The ones below it, all the air just like convection just goes up and it fills out that place. It's hot in there, really, really hot. So I spent most of my time hanging
With the
out
window
on the
open?
porch. Yeah, I
In
try
your
not to,
underwear.
like
Front porch
let all the
swing?
hot air
Shorts
out,
and
but,
T-shirt.
Yeah, I run hot.
How close
needless
is the
to say.
Moxie Java?
Moxie. I don't
Isn't
remember
that
where
right when you
Moxie
come
is.
That's a pancake house.
Oh, those are at the other end of town. Those are on the opposite. Those are at the front of town. This is by the lake. So yeah, sorry, this is like inside
You just go down,
baseball.
you can grab yourself an ice cream cone.
You could.
Oh,
you
very nice.
could.
Walk across the street, get a burger
You're
from
near
my
the ice
father's
cream
place.
alley and all
Okay.
that stuff, so
Nice.
you're not too far. But
Good.
at any rate, so people are
Walking
bored.
distance. Very nice.
People are very
Point
bored
is,
listening to this.
beautiful Nordic village
Yeah. Yes.
on a glacial lake next to the state park, Ponderosa State Park. Beautiful place where I spent many summers as a child.
Beautiful place. Loved it. Enjoyed
Got
my
to go
time
spend
there.
the time up there in the mountains.
Hung out, slept like a baby because my dog wasn't asking to go out every 5 seconds.
Who took care of Callie?
I had my buddy Brandon just check in on the house like every 5 or 6 hours. He'd just pop in. Here's
Wow,
some food.
5 or 6 hours. Why didn't you just leave her out back?
She's fine indoors.
New idea. Get a cat door for the back door
She
in the garage.
If I left her outside,
and
she
then
knew I
Callie
left
could
town,
use the cat door.
Guys, my dog is a dog who digs. She
His
would dig her
dog's
way under the fence.
And
Good
the
for her.
joke is I'm saying cat door, but
Yeah.
Dane's dog's head is the size of a cat.
It's true.
The dog is a big dog. She's a big girl.
And as furry as the fluffiest cat you could think of. Any rate, way
But
off
he
base.
stopped in, checked in on the dog, so Callie was okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So got that done, enjoyed it, had a great time with family. My uncle was there with us. It was nice.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, had a little family time. We watched The Mandalorian together. I got
Not
them
sure
hooked
about
on
that
it.
one.
Did they finish the entire season?
No, I got them through about 4 episodes, 5
Okay,
episodes,
yeah.
but it was enough to get them interested because I just used my Disney Plus account because they had just hooked up their internet up there. So they were like, oh, let's put something on the TV and see what we can watch tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like, how about The Mandalorian Adventure? Fun. So, yeah, just enjoyed that. They really liked it. And, yeah, that was a great time. Anyway, that we headed back to Boise.
When did you come back? Sunday?
No, Saturday. So
Oh,
it was.
you
I was
really
just
spent-
there for overnight from
Overnight.
Friday to Saturday.
Okay.
So then on Saturday we headed back
So you and Liz drove back in C-Max.
Where did Liz sleep at?
She's on the couch.
at the cabin. Yeah, we had
Oh.
a room. Yeah.
Oh, cool. You have your own room there?
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Oh, pretty
it's
cool.
it's
very nice
It's
of you
quite
guys.
large. The
Yeah.
place is big as a normal cabin. It just happens to be a condo.
Oh, that's
But,
crazy. I didn't know it was that big. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's pretty nice. But the
You're-
reason
yeah.
they went for that was they realized with the amount of time that they'd be spending there, a cabin
wanted
is
to be
much
able to-
higher maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Condo
wanted
is
to be able to just
self-contained.
cruise in,
Yep.
hang out, leave.
Yeah,
Leave.
Come
basically.
home.
Let's leave.
Let's go up for the weekend, grab some groceries, and we're good.
It's
That's all
an
they
escape.
needed.
It's a home away from
all it
home.
needed to be.
And it's
I
very
love
very
that.
nice to have that.
Yeah.
So I really like that idea, and it felt extremely homey,
Yeah.
cozy, nice.
It'd
I
be
can't
nice.
wait for us to have parties there.
Oh, it's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
say,
great.
Dane, get the keys from your
Yeah.
parents, and he's gonna be like, guys, I can't do that. I'm like, Dane,
Take 'em off
John
the
will come in
keys.
and John will go, already got the keys. We're going. Let's roll.
I'm like, Dane, do you want to hang out with us? He's like, yeah, I'll get the keys.
They're listening right now. Yeah. So headed back.
We're all
and
adults. We're not like
Yeah.
crazy teenagers or anything. Take our families
Well,
and
most of
spouses. Be great.
So yeah, Saturday got back, hung out with my friend Brandon. We just met up with an old buddy Phil. Just had a good night hanging out.
Wait,
at,
Phil?
I have a buddy Phil. Yes.
I have a buddy Phil that lives in McCall.
Oh,
Does
this
he
one
live
lives
in
in
McCall?
Mountain Home.
Okay, different
No,
Phil.
I went back to Boise and I met
That
up
was
with
close.
these guys.
You guys
I
almost
thought
had
it
a
was
mutual
the same
friend.
Phil.
No,
I thought
weird.
you guys were up there partying together. 'cause
No.
he's the one with the AMG. So I thought you were, vibing up in McCall.
The Jag and the AMG up there.
Yeah, man.
Dane's like,
street
racing.
racing.
Yeah, Dane's like, I brought the C-Max though, but my other car's a Jag.
The road to get there would have been fun in the Jag, but nonetheless. So
taken it.
hung out, just had a good chat. I didn't know what the conditions are going to be like, so I didn't want to risk it.
That's why I buy snow tires.
Traction is just,
Just buy some snow tires or some chains.
Yeah, eventually, maybe. So
it's all lower. The chains are breaking the fender.
I can feel the audience like pulling away, like, God, Dane, stop talking. You're so boring. But
Dane, don't say that.
Don't say that, Dane.
So
that's not
sad. They can either leave if they want to.
Dane, we got a lot of compliments on you on the survey,
They're
so keep it going.
There's one comment that haunts me from it, though. Haunts me.
I thought you said Hans made, and I said, what did he say?
No, Hans is perfectly sweet guy. No, there's one. Less Dane, please. He derails the conversation and reduces the quality of the show.
You cannot let Pete you can't give that feedback back. This private feedback.
I don't care.
It's your podcast,
it's not
homie.
private,
At the same
it's
time,
anonymous.
it's my show, so I'm owning it. I'm saying it. And yes, there's a lot of positive, but just know I'm aware of you, and I can take pleasure in knowing that by talking, I'm probably irritating that person right now. So there's that. Any rate, moving along past that, hung out with buddies on Saturday night, but on Sunday morning,
nice.
I actually went out to go look at a vehicle because you know me.
What?
Dane,
That's what happens.
Right.
So,
no, Dane.
Drop that button. Oh, it's peanuts.
Oh my God. Wait, let me see that.
So ultimately what I want to do is
that's great.
I want to replace the Explorer Sport Track, my old man pickup, with something that
Ranger.
I actually want. Part of the reason that I bought that truck when I did was because I was overly concerned about, oh no, I need to have a vehicle when these others sell to be able to do. And I realized first world problems. Like other people are rolling their eyes right now. I get it, but I wanted to have.
You had a toilet that you had to get rid of.
Well, sure, there's that. But then also the fact that getting the Jag, I was like, okay, but before I bought the Jag, I bought another car just to have that.
When the Jag breaks down, you need a truck to pull it with a trailer, so you can take the Jag to the mechanic.
I can just feel the judgment pouring in right now, but I just wanted to buy a cheap beater vehicle to have as a thing that wasn't going to be the sporty car. Yep. I wanted to have just something like that.
Great.
So, point being,
great option.
The way I look at it now, the C-Max is off limits. I love that car. I'm going to keep it until it breaks down.
Well, it's Liz's car.
Yeah, and basically she drives it, and then I drive it when we go on road trips and stuff. So the Jag is the fun car. That's the sporty car. I wanted my quote-unquote pricey car to be the fun one.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to have something cheaper that was like the utilitarian thing.
Right.
Before that, I was trying to combine utilitarian and fun into one.
So
and you can't have as much fun.
The truck isn't as utilitarian or fun or exciting as you were hoping for.
It's just kind of
So
bland.
what did you go look at?
So I went, and this is the thing. You know me. I'm always looking for like interesting deals, and I'm not afraid of high miles.
Right.
So
you like to live dangerously.
Yeah, well, if it's a newer car and it has high miles, chances are it was either towed behind something or somebody had a job to travel a lot. Oh, wow, this is exciting. So the sign just fell behind me. Fun. Okay, well, this is a sign, isn't it? So I went and looked at a Honda Ridgeline.
Oh, Ridgeline.
It's black and it has 258,000 miles
Holy
on it.
cow.
But it's a 2009. And the reason it caught my eye, and this is like, once again, Dane nerdy stuff, I noticed it had fog lights. Now, the thing about Ridgelines with fog lights is they're only in the higher trim versions of the Ridgeline. You have to get the higher end model
my
to be able
parents
to get
have
those.
one.
And I have never seen a model of Ridgeline from that first generation Ridgeline that was below 10 grand that had those.
Right.
So I was looking, I was like, I wonder why this one
piqued your interest.
So this one's like 7 grand. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? Automatically. So on Sunday morning, I decided, the dealerships aren't open, but I can go look at a lot. So I just wanted to go. So I went to Nampa, went and take a look at it, see it on the lot. And you know what surprised me? How good a condition it was in. It was a really good condition. So that immediately had me thinking, okay, if it has this many miles, it probably was a case of somebody having a job that just required them to drive a lot. And I know some people are rolling their eyes, Dane, another not a pickup truck. But I wanted to have something more car-like.
This one has a trunk.
It's got a trunk in the bed, so that's cool.
And the back door, the tailgate opens 2 different ways.
Yeah, you can open it either way. So
folds down or opens up like a
basically, I bought the Sport Track as a compromise when I couldn't find a Ridgeline at the time that I wanted to get. So, and obviously they're more expensive than the Sport Track by a long shot. So going from an 02 up to this Ridgeline 09. Now there is that element I mentioned before, the 07 model that's an SC, which is also, both these vehicles are black. So all my vehicles are going to be black now, apparently.
Super coupe. Yeah.
So, so I'm kind of eyeballing that, but I'm looking at trading in the Sport Track, not dealing with like the couple of problems it has, I'm like, I could spend the money to fix those because I got new tires in it. I got a really nice Apple CarPlay system in it. I've got stuff into it, but at the same time, I'm like, a dealership's not going to care. They're just going to fix this stuff and sell it. So I'm like, if I trade it in, is it the worst thing or do I sell it? So I'm kind of debating, and I'm looking for feedback, what people think might be the right approach. But I thought that'd be interesting for those who shop for cheaper cars, like what your approach would be on this. Or you'd say, Dane, don't be stupid. The cheapest car is the one you already have. I know that thinking is, going to be
Dane, here's the thing.
Too.
What makes that Ford truck a truck?
It's body on frame.
Okay. So what are some qualities of it that people look for in a truck? They look for a bed, and they look for four-wheel drive. What does that truck have?
It has a bed, and it has four-wheel drive that currently doesn't work.
So you need to fix that. You need to fix that before trading it in. They'll devalue that will devalue it by half.
See, you think that, but a rough trade-in and a good trade-in on that vehicle are both so close to each other that it hardly matters. And I check NADA. I don't do Kelley Blue Book because I know people.
I'm just saying that the only selling point of that damn truck is four-wheel drive and doesn't have four-wheel drive.
It's actually not true. They sold a two-wheel drive version. Wow. But the point remains, it is functional. I drove up Bogus Basin with it with rear-wheel drive just fine. Yeah. I don't know necessarily why it's not engaging. I suspect it's a module because I replaced all the fuses.
Is it telling you?
It basically it's not turning on a light or engaging it, so it's something probably with the module. And the module is about $200, so I'm kind of debating whether or not.
Have you taken it to a mechanic just to have them make sure?
And ASC certified.
Well, yeah. So mechanic. I need to take it to a mechanic unless I want to work on it myself. But
well, I mean, you can still have them diagnose it, find out what's wrong, then you can buy the part and fix it yourself.
Here's the thing, and I think other people can relate to me sometimes. Here. Yes, I like to work on stuff myself if it's something simple, but if I don't have time for it, I'm just kind of I feel like I just want to cut my losses.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that too.
You've got enough cars.
You've got enough.
I don't feel. This is just me thinking out loud. I don't think that I'm going to get more value out of it to a point that makes sense by fixing those items versus giving it to a dealer who's going to go, I got a mechanic, we'll fix it anyway. And it's Ford parts. They're plentiful. They'll deal with that kind of thing. I kind of feel like they would just rather take it as is, and they would probably only give me $500 more if I had the working parts.
Okay, so what?
I just don't feel like it's worth it.
Are you thinking you're going to get enough in trade? That's the other question. What if they give you $500 for it?
Oh no, they wouldn't.
Really?
Rough trade-in is 26 on that.
You'd think that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't take.
They will.
For that.
They will piece it out.
Yeah,
I've watched many dealers take a car and piece it out.
This is a private trade-in. This is not a wholesale auction. There's a big
I'm not
difference.
talking. No, I'm talking about a private trade-in. I've been to dealerships.
Yeah.
When they've started piecing out a car, and then they look at it, and one of the guys does give. I gave that guy $2,300 for that truck.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, it's not clean. It's got a busted taillight. It's got a busted fog light. It's got scratches all over it. It doesn't have the four-wheel drive doesn't work. That's $1,000. Like, why didn't you just run it next door? Have our mechanic check it real quick, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Some of those private places they'll take the truck and go, yeah, we'll run it around. They'll take it to their mechanic. Their mechanic will do a quick diagnostic on it. They'll plug in an OBD2, see what's wrong, or whatever. Yeah. But the point is, they still have that capability to literally offer you $500 to $1,000.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky if you get a salesman who's not very smart and the boss isn't there.
Oh, I know. There's always somebody trying to
That's when you'll get your money. So that's what I'm wondering. Is it worth you?
The worst
you
thing
need to make sure that you can get that trade in first off.
Yeah.
Find out. See what they'll be willing to give you. Get that in writing. Have them write that down on a piece of paper. And my gosh, Anthony. Sorry. But that's the number one thing. And trust me on this. This isn't me just spouting words.
No, you come from
This is me in a number of dealership backgrounds saying, find out what that trade-in is. Find out who it is that it is. Get all the information. Make sure you get that trade-in in writing signed by that dealership. So that way you can make that assessment. But I'm worried for you going in and trading in that truck and they give you $1,000 for it.
Well, you make the assumption that I would just go in willy-nilly.
I'm not saying you would willy-nilly. I'm just saying don't be surprised if you realize that nobody wants to trade in for what you want out of it or what you think is out of it.
I'm not, and it's not me sitting there going like, it's definitely worth this.
If that
I'm
truck
going on
was
the books.
fully detailed and looking sharp with the new tires, the new stereo, You had the fog light fixed, and you had
That is the thing. The interior is actually in very good shape in that thing. And it has a camper shell, which is worth a lot
That's
to
what I'm
some
saying.
people.
But if that thing was dialed in, and then you roll in there, and everything works, and you're like, look, I want to get 26 or 23 or whatever for it. It's a little better.
If I spend
have a better chance.
$500-600 chasing a 4-wheel drive problem that someone's not going to pay me for anyway,
right?
That's not worth it to me, and that's what I'm getting at.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm looking at that as someone.
So are you
who's
willing
like,
to take that
just
part of the loss of it? Now take that off the cost of what the truck is worth
being,
to you?
I would not take less than $2,000 for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my bottom line.
Dane, I got $1,700
cash money.
No
cash money.
You saw how long I can hold out.
What if you turn that into
we know how long.
What if you take that?
I'm stubborn.
Then you get a hold of All Day Anthony and you sell it to him, and he creates a new series on Ford Ranger Sport Track.
Well, see, the problem is
how
it's
many
not
people
red.
do you
He
think would
wouldn't
be
buy it.
looking up the Sport Track?
Oh, I don't know, but it'd be pretty insane. What if that became the new hot vehicle? We get a hold of Mamba.
Oh God.
No.
You get some sweet Mambas on there.
So once again, I can feel the audience getting
off-road.
bored with this, but basically, part of my concern was just figuring that out. I think a lot of people go through.
I don't think people are
process.
getting bored about this. I think they like hearing about this kind of
I
stuff.
just want to let them know I like getting into the weeds on this, but I kind of feel like we got some short attention span people.
All right,
so,
well, let's just change the
we're
subject. Anthony, what'd you do this weekend?
So this weekend is actually a pretty fun-filled weekend. I actually had a lot planned and knocked out quite a bit. So breaking it down for you guys, it was actually Friday night. I ended up going and seeing a movie.
The same movie I saw. I
went and saw Star Wars. Yes. And so went and did that with my.
Were you guys also crushingly disappointed as I read the reviews to be?
Yeah, I had friends who loved it and friends who absolutely hated it, and I found it really interesting because I thought, why would people have such different opinions about it? They all saw the same movie, right? And normally you see a range, but no, people were actively fearsomely hating it, and then also others were loving it. So Anthony, what was your take on it? Without being spoilery, let's just kind of broad strokes.
So hold on, I actually got my days mixed up. I'm trying to remember which days were which.
Anyway,
days
you
were
went
which.
to a movie.
Yeah.
So Friday night, I don't know what the heck I did, but it probably wasn't important. So I went to the gym is what I did. I went to the gym with my friend, and so Saturday during the day, I watched that wheel cleaning video, and I was inspired to clean some of my own wheels myself. So
right, because you also just put on your winter wheels.
I thought that came out yesterday.
Wow.
And I also put.
How did you see it before anyone else did?
He got his days mixed up.
Let's not worry, Morgan. My head's a mess right now.
Oh yeah, you forgot which days are which.
Regardless, I cleaned my wheels on Saturday.
I also put my winter wheels on. I was also inspired by that video.
Is this your time to speak or my time?
No, I was just letting you know
that
I also did that.
Ooh.
Thank you. So I, Saturday, cleaned my wheels, utilizing a lot of the different methods I saw in that video, which was super cool.
Yeah.
Foamed them up with some brake buster, scrubbed the tires with EPC, applied the tire restorer with the brush. Basically, here's my deal. I had already swapped over my winter wheels, right? But I do not ever like to store my nice wheels dirty, right? Because
I do.
You see, I don't. I like to clean my wheels before I store them. I know they're going to get dusty, whatever, but I just like to make sure they're clean before I store them. So I basically cleaned them up, threw on some quick detail spray from the Wolos line. Just had a really good experience. I did make use of, just like in the video, I made use of an airless paint sprayer.
You got that at Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, yeah. And you want to buy that thing when it's on sale. Don't buy it when it's not on sale. Coupon? No, you want to buy it when they've discounted it like 50 or 60% in the ad type of sale.
Okay.
Don't buy it when that thing's full price, unless you plan on using it for painting as well.
Yeah.
But did that. What's really cool about that is that you can be in your garage, right, or outside of your garage, and you can be spraying hot water out of a bucket. Do you know how nice that is compared to a cold water hose? Now, you can do the same thing with a pressure sprayer, but what I've found is that with a pressure sprayer, a lot of times it's not really good at keeping the heat in, whereas with this thing right here, regardless of it going through that 3,000 PSI mechanism, it still somehow keeps it warm. So, especially when you have it being fed from a Yeti bucket.
Yeah. Well, and the Yeti helps because it's insulated.
Yeah, and it's really, really nice. So
those of us with Yeti buckets for our rinseless washing really do.
Don't tell Katie that I was using it for that. She's not going to be happy. So
she's like, that we put food in that.
We do. So it's fine. It was clean water. Okay. But basically, so did my cleaning then. Kind of hung out, and for my for one of my birthday gifts for my friend, he got me this little. It's a Fast and the Furious RC car, right? It's the R34 GTR, right? The silver Brian's R34 GTR, the silver with the blue stripes, and it's a little drift car, right? And my friend got it for me, and he's like, I just thought it'd be fun. You can use it around the house, on your floors and stuff. And I was like, well, cool. So I finally opened it up and charged it. And what's funny is that we've played with Jimmy's drift car that he's brought in. He's got a really nice one that he brings into work every once in a while. This one, not half bad for $20. Nice. I mean, you're going to have some fun with it. I mean, the charge only lasts like 10 minutes, but it's got a little...
That's about as long as your attention span.
It's perfect. So basically, I put it out in the garage, and I was doing little donuts around there. Katie walks out, and she's like, are you having fun with your toy? I'm like, I am having fun with my toy. This is great. And then apparently, then I got lost on the YouTube. Apparently, you can find mods for these little things, right?
No.
You can remove the drive shaft on there if you open it up, and you can make it rear-wheel drive.
Ooh.
And which has way too much power for a rear-wheel drive thing, and you just roast the wheel. It's hilarious. But did that. Then I went and saw Star Wars with my brother because he's in town from the Air Force because he's on leave right now. And we went and saw that. And I had a lot of the same feelings that Dane had. In my opinion, it didn't feel like a finished Star Wars movie. And it was still a good movie. I was entertained while I was watching it, but I also don't remember half of it because I feel like it was also a forgettable movie. Yeah. That's just my opinion about it. Some people love it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it was okay for me.
Unfinished is a good way to look at it.
Unfinished. I just wish there was more to it, but there wasn't. So that's that. And then I actually, let's see, then Sunday was a super chill day. I just pretty much hung around the house. It was really cold outside, and so I didn't really do much. I basically went to the gym, did some stuff around the house, cleaned some things up, went to, I don't know, that's what I did. I wanted to pick up a heater for the garage, right? Something that would do a better job than my propane heater, because here's the deal. I run my propane heater in my garage to keep it warm, but I also have a closed garage with no ventilation.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if that's good, breathing in those propane fumes for a long period of time.
Is it a Mr. Buddy?
No. It is. It's one of those top mount propane heater things, right? Nice. Does that make sense?
But it is a Mr. Buddy unit?
It's a round thing that sits on top of your propane tank, right? And you light it from the back and turn it on.
Yeah, that's not... a Mr. Buddy is designed to be used in enclosed spaces. It's still a propane heater, and you use the small gas cylinders as your gas.
No, this is
but it's it's about this big, and you crank it on. But you can put it in a tent. That's the point, is you can put it in a tent to heat your tent and not die of asphyxiation.
Nice.
Okay. So I don't have one of those. This is just a Harbor Freight top mount thing.
Yeah.
The thing is it does heat my garage.
Yeah,
it does a good job. I don't want to be breathing in propane fumes. So I went to the Lowe's, and I'm like, maybe I'll try to get like an electric heater, right?
Yeah, space heater or something.
Dude, it's not possible. I have not found an electric heater that works well enough. So I'm asking if anybody listening to this has good electric heater recommendations for a garage that will push hot air out, because I have tall ceilings.
How hot do you want to get your garage?
Listen, so if my
Anthony, I have 3 space heaters. Now, I used to use them in my smaller 500 square foot garage.
Yes.
And I bought a normal, simple ceramic heater. It worked okay. I was able to get the temperature up to about 58 degrees in the middle of winter. Mm-hmm. Pretty decent for working in, still very cold. But I also had an uninsulated garage. It was basically a carport with walls on it and a door. Yeah. Was all it was. No insulation, period. I then upped to the next size up of a space heater with an oscillation feature. So it would move back and forth and just blow hot air. That was able to get the room ambient temperature up to about 64 degrees.
See, that's really nice.
But I'd have to start it about 30 minutes ahead of time. Close up the garage, crank that thing on, and let it run. right, to warm up the garage. Now that I have the new MOS HQ,
fully
insulated garage with heat.
Great, fantastic.
Wonderful situation.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that.
You're sweating in there is what you're doing.
I am sweating. I have to open the door because it gets so hot in there. Like I literally open the door. But I can work in shorts and a t-shirt in the middle of winter and work on my car in the garage. Yeah. So
very nice.
I have 3 space heaters just hanging out. One of them we took up to the theater to add to the heat because it gets a little chilly up there.
Yeah.
So I have them. If you'd like to borrow them, you can test and see the different sizes that you'd like to try.
Well, here's my...
I'm offering that to you.
I appreciate that as a friend. That's very nice. Here's my thing. Tall ceilings,
right?
Non-insulated garage, roughly... so a standard ceiling is, 9 foot?
Yeah.
These are 12-foot ceilings.
Okay.
So they're tall.
So all the heat's going up there. So you need to add a fan.
So yes, heat's going up there, first off. Second off is garage is... What 20 by 30 is what it is. It's a decent sized garage. The problem is I don't know where the heat goes up to the top, right? And that propane heater, right? I put that thing on for 10 minutes, right? You walk into the garage from the door where you're up a little bit higher, and you can feel that heat up there. The second you get down, it's ice cold.
So do you have a fan?
No, I don't have a fan.
You can even do a floor fan to circulate and blow up towards the ceiling to just circulate that air.
Oh, yeah.
That would be another idea. But so if I did want to, but getting away from propane itself.
So what you're asking me is that you need to borrow the fan solution package from the MOS HQ.
I'm going to need everything.
As well as the space heaters to test this theory.
This is relevant to a lot of detailers who work out of their homes.
Well, so then the other question, so electric heater. Okay, I was actually asking my parents this, right?
Right.
They said, you got to go to Costco. They got the best electric heaters, right?
They have some great ones.
So I was going to try to visit Costco, see what they got, see if they have some good ones that I can utilize.
Perfect time is tomorrow night before New Year's.
Yeah.
Wonderful time to go to Costco, purchase items.
Because
really? It's not? Is that what you're saying? It might be busy.
They're running a sale. We got to show those shareholders who made a big
New Year's Eve. It might be busy, so don't go to Costco tomorrow.
So, because I'm one of those guys, I like being in my garage, right?
Yeah.
I painted my garage. I put my lights in my garage.
Oh, I like to go hang out in my garage. I've done webinars from my garage.
I like being in there, right? My problem is it gets so freaking cold in there that I don't want to be in there. But like I want to be in there, right? Because the other day, right, I'm like, I want to organize my tool chest, right? I'm like, oh, it's too cold in there.
Yeah.
But I want to do this.
Like Luke Berge.
Yeah.
Woke up at midnight and just went and hung out in the MOS HQ and wiped down the Camry.
He loved it.
Quick
he
detailer
loved being
because of the
inside
ambient temperature of the garage.
It was just nice.
Because it's heated. Yeah. It's climate controlled.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I also want to start doing some decorating because here's the deal. I'm going to be in that house for another couple of years probably.
Right. Yeah.
I want to start looking into some garage
accoutrements.
Like I painted the walls white, right? And they look really cool. And it's nice and simple. But I want to start thinking of what are some cool decorations. I'll never be able to do an OG spec garage build in that garage. I don't have that type of room in there to do that. But I'm thinking, what'd you say?
I said it's the room is the problem.
It's the way the garage is laid out that will never be a thing.
Well, that's like,
it's the way it's laid out. I can never do that. I could create a really cool corner, right, to where I can have the Swiss tracks and I can have it for my motorcycle, but it would be like a little baby corner is what it would be.
Baby.
So what I would like to do is maybe start figuring out wall decorations. What are some cool things, right? Obviously, the Rag Company banner. Yeah. Shop banners. Maybe some pictures.
Yeah.
Things like that.
You know what my parents are doing? My dad's new shop. So he has his main shop at his house, and he's got his new shop off-site that he just finished constructing. They went to Kinko's.
Did they?
And had some very large prints made, some old family photos of his old shop, his current shop. He has pictures around the top of all the cars the family's owned from back in the day. So pictures of him and his siblings when they're working on his brother's 42 Chevrolet with a Cadillac engine in it. They're all a bunch of kids on it. Pictures of my grandparents with their Suburban and their Airstream, the 57 Suburban and their Airstream out up at Eden Creek. So what my stepmom did was she took and gave this to my dad as a Christmas present was a picture of my grandfather, who was the NCR field office manager for National Cash Register here in Boise, Idaho, when he moved into his new space on Vista, and he had his 8 employees, He's standing there in the center with his 8 employees, all dressed in their suits, standing in front of all their National Cash Register vehicles.
Whoa.
All in, it was like 1965, and they've got a 64 sedan delivery pickup. They've got a 62 Chevy sedan delivery pickup. They've got a 60 Chevy sedan delivery pickup. They got a 57 Ford Fairlane sedan delivery. So they're all standing there. And so my stepmom blew it up about the size of this TV, this monitor, 42-inch monitor, blew it up so my dad can hang it in the shop. The other thing she blew up was the 1934 Chevrolet option package that you could buy for the various models when you wanted to buy a 34 Chevrolet.
There you go.
Hung that up. This fits right where they parked the 34.
Huh.
Looks stunning, but it's something you could do. Maybe a cool shot of you on your motorcycle.
Ooh.
You know, carving some canyons or something. Any of those fun shots that you have, or
you
pictures.
Could hang up a
maybe a picture
size
of your
of the one that's in your office.
I was going to say,
or a picture of your. Oh yeah, the picture in your office would be great.
Yeah.
Or a picture of the Civic.
Does
Nice
All Day
photo of the
Anthony
Civic.
sell banners? Do you know?
That'd be great. An All Day Anthony banner.
That might be
That'd
kind of cool.
I wish, you know what I kind of wish?
What?
I wish that I could do something cool like a brick wall, like a wallpaper.
Yeah.
You
That
could.
It would look super cool. I think it would totally, it would take away from the whole white wall type of thing. It wouldn't make it as bright in there, but it would look really cool and create like an ambiance, I think.
Give you some depth.
But I'm trying to think of new things I can do. To be honest, I just wish my wife didn't park in the garage.
And
Like,
you're like, with the way she takes care of that 4Runner, I mean, it doesn't make a difference, does it?
I'm like it's always dirty anyways, but it's like it would be such a cool. It'd be the coolest garage if I could do that.
So
I can hear the collective
the next
groan of
house.
the audience.
That's
What you're looking for is a 3-car garage.
no,
Maybe separate.
No, I just need to
What-
have it for
but I'm
my
just
own.
saying, that's what I'm saying. You get a 3-car garage, but you'd want at least 2 bays on your own,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then have the
Because
other
if
one
you
separate.
have like the third bay and it's a deep, it's a
Like
four.
I would love to have that one of those car capsule showcase things that I could walk in there, right?
Right.
Sit down, have a meal with my car, and
I
like
want
you
a
do.
glass box.
I'm picturing
door.
him blowing up a car capsule that literally just occupies the entire interior space of his garage. So really, it's just he's inside a kid's play castle inside his garage,
bounce house.
and he's just walking around. And it's like the same thing, but I have about 8 inches less space between the wall and where my new walls are at, and I'm just walking around and you're like, hey, by the way, I noticed heat stays in here a lot better too, so this is all
just
right.
Opens the door and drives in, pops everything.
what is this thing inside here? There's a playhouse.
Oh no.
Oh man, no. So I wanted. So there will be some changes to the garage here eventually that I'm wanting to do. But I'm mainly just wanting to figure out some decorations and stuff because we're going to be in there for a little while, and so I want to make it a little bit cooler for pictures and videos and stuff. And then another thing too, I guess, is storage solution packages.
Right.
So things such as plastic bins to put things
Yes.
in.
Yep.
Do you use plastic bins or are you more scattered?
So one of the things about the MOS HQ is it's still very scattered, but I have a whole other storage room.
The bike room.
That was
bike
a bike
shop.
room, but I don't have. It's full of stuff.
Oh.
So my bikes are hanging on the wall to the right. I do have some shelving. I have some of the innovative tools, foldable racks like we have downstairs.
Oh yeah.
I have 2 of those hanging up on the wall.
Wow.
In my storage room, I bought some plastic shelving, the very inexpensive plastic shelving. Mostly hang like Christmas totes and things like that. That room's kind of out of sight, out of mind. But it's not fully optimized. So I need to add more shelving on the opposite wall so I can increase the storage amount just to clean it up because it's still very cluttered. I've got, winter wheels. I've got boxes for the Christmas tree, stuff like that I need to get it's just sitting on the side.
Sure.
We've got a pair of crutches that my kids steal all the time and leave them in the front yard.
Oh, okay.
So what I have is I bought those workbenches from Home Depot. So you can buy the ready-made workbench from Home Depot. It's about $80. It's a piece of wood. You literally put it in the back, slide it out, cut the box open, lift it up, pull the legs down, and put the shelf on, and it's done.
Wow.
It's a workbench.
Yeah.
I used to buy those for my shop, for my detail shop, so that my guys had a space to work off of. And we'd fill the bottom with polishers and things like that. I have like a polisher, one of the new KXK PR2s mounted on one of them, so I have a space to rest a polisher.
Is it wobbly or is it pretty sturdy?
They're very sturdy. They're made of 2x4s and a melamine like fabric top, like not like a particle board top. So if you get them wet, they're not all that great, but you can paint them. They're paintable. You can do a lot of stuff.
Where do you get these at?
Home Depot.
And how much?
They're like $80.
And how long do they last you? Years.
They're great. I had mine in my shop for about 5 years. They worked just fine. We painted them. The key is to paint them. The ones I got in my garage currently, I haven't painted them. I really would like to pull everything out like you did and paint my garage properly.
Good luck.
And paint
the
task. I'm a better painter than you are, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a task.
It's not a matter of being a better painter. It's just a lot of work, regardless.
It won't be for me because I'm good at this stuff.
So much confidence, just brimming.
That's not how that works.
I'm very confident in what I can do. I won't need to take a week off of work.
Well,
I think I could do it in a weekend, couple weekends maybe.
Called out.
Yeah, I don't.
No, but the point is, get those workbenches work great. They're very inexpensive. And that has been my solution package at the moment to try and create something. I would like to reorganize the garage, take the shelving down, move them to a different kind of setup. Just trying to figure out how I want it. I've got what I want it to look like in my mind, but I haven't had the time to actually utilize it. But if I could pick a weekend and go, this is what I'm doing, and have the budget to spend on that, someday, possibly, I will. All I need is people to go and purchase lots of Woolworths products and Rag Company towels to help us do that.
And all of our dreams will come true.
All of our dreams will come
true.
All right, Dane, it's time to take
or
it away.
Or if there's any people that are wanting to sponsor this podcast, we would love it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And you know what? If you could do us a favor, we'd really like it. If you went on to iTunes, give us a rating, leave a review. Just, you can write a little something. It doesn't have to be big, but, just let us know you're watching. We want to see feedback because feedback encourages other people to check it out, too. So, with that said, this is us saying adios.
See you guys.